All right. Hello, everyone. I'm actually quite so happy and so honored to be here. The 15 years in telecoms hasn't been easy, but I'm very grateful to God that He got me through what I had to go through. And it was, for me, it's like, okay, where I am now, I never want another girl child to ever have to go through what I go through. So what I do and where I invest my time, this is what I love to do. I want to empower our people. So this is my first time being around women. So this is very lovely for me. So thank you very much. I don't know if I'm going to say prudence or to girls, like everything is like twisting in my mind. So what was described in my bio is the stuff that I do on the side. So professionally, I am a telecommunications engineer. I studied electrical engineering at the University of Cape Town. I've been at Vodacom as from being a bursar to where I am today. So today I'm in charge of architecture and design for the Vodacom core transport network. So all of the towers that you see when you're driving around, when you take your phone and you're posting your selfie, for that selfie to get to Instagram in Silicon Valley, that's my job. Yes, so I'm not an entrepreneur. One of my friends calls me, I'm a technocrat, you know. I love technology. For me, getting into the tech space, I actually wanted to be a graphic designer. That's the joke. My parents were very strict. I only left the house for 3 reasons: school, church, family functions. So I never had much of a social life, so I used to spend a lot of time studying, and maths and science I loved it. And my school career advisor was like, why are you doing graphic design? There's this thing called engineering. I don't know, okay. And then again, God took the wheel. I got funding, I was taken to University of Cape Town, and the rest is history. So how technology became something that was purposeful for me was when I had my son, my firstborn. He was born prematurely. And my husband, sorry, but he works for Eskom, but he works for the best performing power station, the Kuben Nuclear Power Station. Yes, he's a nuclear engineer. That's the Maphumulo part. People, when they see my name, they're like, Orenti is a very Tswana name. Then Maphumulo, where is it from? Sorry, the Zulu man was faster than the Tswana in the place. No, he got the cow. So I was with my husband alone, and my mom was on pilgrimage in Europe. My father was in Johannesburg. And I was able to have the support of my parents through a 3-way conference call. And that is because of communication technologies. So it touched me, and it shows me how technology enhances humanity. Sometimes our technology is disruptive in a way where it causes divide. It causes comparison, where these people are there, Diamond Walk, and they're busy catching flights. But for me, my experience of technology is that it enhances humanity. And a big thing that I'm a big proponent for, I promoted, technology enhances businesses. You know, the whole election campaign, all the political parties were pushing, our economy is in the streets, we have unemployment, but there are years and years of research that shows that our country's unemployment problem is going to be solved by SMMEs. And that's who you are. And all the challenges that SMMEs face, a good portion of it can be addressed by using technology. So how you leverage technology to help your business grow. Like I did say in my opening, I'm not an entrepreneur, but in my capacity as an architecture and design chief, I repeat as a business. So every time a Vodacom regional office has to build up a tower, they have to come to me and say, Oratile, I need connectivity. For me to supply the connectivity, I have to go and ask our CEO and CFO for money. So how do I do that? I have to go there with a business proposal, right? And what does the proposal need to have? I have to have a positioning. Why does the Limpopo region need a site at this location? Okay, Oratile, why do you need 10 million to give them connectivity? Which suppliers are you using? Is this the best rate? What are the SLAs? These are the questions that legal, our CEO and our CFO asks me. I must tell you, when I became in this position, I was very young. I was a young black female. I was 33. And when I got my first invoice for 1 million, I'll never forget that number. Then, you know, the accountant comes, yes, this Oratile, so we have to do the receipting for this thing. We need your signature as a declaration of acceptance. I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, you must sign here. And I saw 7 numbers. So I'm like, when I sign this, does it mean if it's wrong, then I owe Vodacom this money? They're like, no, the services were already delivered. You just represented Vodacom to say you are happy with the quality. Then I was like, can you take me there so I can see before I sign it? And you know, today I have been responsible for the investment of 1.2 billion rand of Vodacom's money. So, and the company trusts me. So when I treat my business unit like my own little business. So how I manage my suppliers, they don't like me, shame. I don't care, you know, because, and whenever I give them a rough time, and if you can imagine, I work with a lot of white Afrikaans men, you know that. They like to call my manager, hey, Graham, you know, hey, this Ura is like, but why is she asking you that's unfair? You know, he'll always, what is it that they're asking you that's unfair, you know? So I must echo the previous speakers. You know, your relationship with your suppliers is very important. The same standards that you want to uphold to your customers, you have to uphold with your suppliers, right? It's so important. That value chain of how you actually get to your final product. There is the material and there's also the relationships. In legal, is the service level agreement. Before I agree to give you this contract, and you know, sometimes people think a contract is like a tender, it has to be hundreds and thousands. Even if I'm buying your product from your supplier for 1,000 rand, that's money. The value of money is so important. So to say, Mamta, and the fabric that I'm buying to make my dress is 1,000 rand, but Isofigure, it's clean, it's already pressed, it's prepped. So my figure, it goes straight to my signature. That's a service level agreement. So how you manage your business, manage it like you are a CEO of, you know, billions and billions of rands. So as your company grows, you never have to adjust your thinking with say, hey, I'm no longer 2 rand tamati, you know? You've already operated like that from grassroots. So I was asked to speak specifically about how technology, you know, can help you grow your business. Technology is something that's going to make your life simpler. I know with AI, and I think there's that movie, Will Smith, about putting some robots coming. Can you imagine when you have 30 seconds with a potential investor, and you can pull up your phone and show from the start of your business, year on year how things were looking. This is my customer base, this has been my operating cost, this has been my revenue, this has been my gross. Because you never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet. And you don't want to say, yo, let's have a coffee, then I can bring you my books. Have everything easily accessible, digitized. All you have to do is pull out your phone. And you never know what you could grab their attention. You're going to have the coffee that time. And then when you have the coffee, you can say, actually, you know what? My laptop is in my bag. Please wait, get this lady her coffee. I'm on my way. You sit there, you could grab an investor. So that is the power of technology, it's the power of now, right? So easing the operations and automating the operations of your company, it's so important. Having a database, you know, what machine learning, and I'm sure we all hear this terminology all the time. Machine learning means there's so much information, machines learn it and are able to do projections for you to make informed decisions. So this thing I would say, hey, you must sit and do hours and hours and hours of research. There's a system, there's applications that do that for you. You know the internet, guys, the internet is just a very big library. That's all it is. Data analytics is being able to go to that library, pull the information that you need and make it digestible for you. That's all this stuff means. So we just now have to learn how to use it for our advantage. You're a makeup artist, Nesisi. I just saw now that Kylie Jenner Cosmetics has just landed. If your target base is people who actually care about Kylie Jenner, you would be able to say, okay, where are they based? Are they high school students? Are they, tertiary students? What kind of, then you could partner with, I think, what is it, that ARC, and say, hey, can I come and showcase my skills? I see you trying to promote. I have a friend group. Use that marketing, the information about where the customers are, what the customers like, and jump onto trends. And all that information is accessible online. So, in a nutshell, guys, I'm very passionate about small businesses. Ease of operations, have your database, build your database from day one, have the place to reference and to look and to track your growth. Have your information about your business easily accessible. Pull up. Your device is the most powerful thing ever. It's not just about, I can post and social media is great. And I think a lot has been spoken about how to use social media to your advantage. All I am asking you is spend some time, upskill yourself on the applications that are available to streamline your processes, to be able to, I always say you cannot manage what you cannot measure. True. Measure your business from day one. So that when you say my business is growing, you've got backing evidence. Mm-hmm. So when things are starting to off-ramp, they mustn't off-ramp to a point that the car's in the ditch. Mm-hmm. You're able to see that things are off-ramping when you're looking at your data. Mm-hmm. Use data to make informed decisions. Capture your data, track your data, optimize the operations by using technology, and how you communicate with your clients. I love how Instagram and WhatsApp, they've got business profiles. I hate it when I go to an Instagram business and they say, this is my WhatsApp number. You click that WhatsApp thing and then you're like, hi Sylvia, I saw you do coaching for girls, and then that message iyahlala for days. I like that feature there on WhatsApp. This is my business account. Please know I acknowledge receipt of your message. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And then you as a business owner, if it's once every second day, dedicate time to return to that business account and respond to clients. Because I can say from my experience, I appreciate that auto message. Because I know I'm not going to, she's saying, you're setting the expectation, right? So use the right forms of communication to be able to, when a customer reaches out to you, to keep their attention. And then commit to getting back to them. Yeah, and guys, I just want us to grow. I wanted to do big things. I love black females. I don't know if you know the stats, but of all the money grossed globally, 60 to 70% is spent by women. Whether it's women who are home executives, because they get imali from the male breadwinner, or it's women who make their own money. 60 to 70% of the money in the world is spent by women. And I also have women know women's problems. Yeah. African women knows Africa's problems because we birth these people, we raise, we nurture, it's in us, So I really love black female businesses. And if there's anything I can do to support you, I'm going to punt my company shame. Vodacom Business has an SME sector, They have products for every single size of SME you can think of. When I was doing a postgraduate qualification at Wits Business School, I did a research assignment on what is it that affects small businesses. I did a use case of a very nice couple that did my curtains in my house, I went to them because they have a track record. But there were so many things about the experience, The shop was dirty. If Ubaba with the leather wasn't there, I wasn't going to be able to see the fabric there at the top. There wasn't testimonials, there wasn't graphics. of, so I use them as a case study, like if they had used these products, more, because when people come to my house, like, yes, yes, my kid's in alcohol. And I'm like, it's called the Fabric Million with me. They're like, huh? They pulled out their phones, they tried to Google them, you can't find them. I had to give them a phone number, it was a 01161, so there's a lot that we can learn. Technology is here to help you optimize and grow your business. And we need your businesses to grow because that's what's going to help our economy. So more power to you, sisters.
Wow. I was just listening to you and I was like, isn't it amazing to have somebody who's so bubbly and giggling, talk about technology? It's refreshing, Very refreshing. Once again, please give Oratile a big, big round of applause. Hi, man.
We exist, guys. When I tell people that, I did telecoms engineering, and then I go into the detail of like my research and what I did. Yes. They're like, but you don't look like Unio from the Matrix with the hoodie and but like you can still do computer programming with quick nails. I mean, you can still do the things.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to move into the questions, but I just wanted to acknowledge some of the people who are watching us live.
Yes.
Hello! We've got Buiti. Buiti, we see you. Buiti says, make your workplace a workable environment like the girls. The girls representing! And then we've got one of our sponsors who says, which is TechTunes Connect. They say Dino is doing an amazing job. And then they say Oratile, and then they go boo 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 boo. Alright, so those other people are joining. Ida, we see you as well, and all the people who are joining. Okay, now we're going to move into the questions. I really want you to ask the questions. Are you ready? I always like your responses. Okay, so Oratile, one of the things that you said is technology enhances humanity.
Yes.
I'm so keen to find out more about what you mean. You just threw it like that. I was like, wow. Okay.
It's a no-brainer for me. COVID-19.
Hey.
I mean, what brought the world together? I worked like a dog those 2 years, the demand was insane, But what kept me getting up every day was somebody is going to say goodbye to their mother over a tablet. You understand? Us getting the vaccine, those negotiations with those pharmaceuticals is happening over video conferences. People were doing interviews for jobs over VC. My friend's 35th birthday was on a Zoom call. We enhance humanity because it breaks the borders. Me having to get into an aeroplane, get a passport, these, I pull out my phone. How we save money to support each other. We weren't able to go to banks. Mobile money was a huge thing. And as much as FNB has an app and Nedbank has an app, but all of those apps needed a communications network to operate. Technology enhances humanity.
This resonates. For me, TikTok kept me going during COVID days. It made things lighter because everything was so heavy. The stats. Remember the stats? I was not watching that shit. Okay. So you talked about the Oratile that was handling 1 million. I was like, and then another version of you that can now handle over 1.2 billion. It's like, it's normal, what bridged the gap? Because a lot of entrepreneurs, they get deals, whether it's tenders, whatever it is, it's huge money. And they also go like, maybe I shouldn't invest in the business and go buy that carbon, So there is a version of you that grew to handle 1.2 billion. Bridge the gap for us.
I did the work. For me, my self-confidence, I had to build it by my foundation is my competence. So my confidence is rooted in my competence. For me to be competent, I did the work, right? So, I mean, it's not small change. It's not small change. And like I said, when my managing executive is putting me in front of the Vodacom CEO, you know, that man, he has to think of, and see Tom Dalosi, he's an accountant. So every single last cent counts. So if I can speak about the last 5 rand, I remember there's some business units that were like, yeah, you know, I need 250 million to do this. They'll ask, what thing are you buying that has so many zeros? Because there's VAT, there's this, there's that, you know. So when it takes time, right, to go through balance sheets. Oh gosh, accounting, bookkeeping is so important, right? And you need to spend the time to learn the terminology so that when you grow from 100,000 odd rand company to a multi-million rand company, and you're looking for investors and you want to present yourself, when you talk about your OPEX, your CAPEX, your floating balance, your cash flow, that language comes to you. But that language, you mustn't tell yourself, hi, money, is money in, money out, is one less. You must start it from the time you're even a 10,000 rand company. And then when you sit in with people in Ukuluma 8 figures, right? Or 9 figures, your confidence shows. And your confidence comes from your competence. You have to do the work. Yeah.
You have to do the work, eh? Okay. So talking about having to do the work, it requires a mind shift, ne? To run a small business with a big business mindset. What shift in the mindset does this require?
And I think all of us, because I said this, you have to be intentional. You mustn't be going into business for the sake of doing business. You have to be very clear, what problem am I solving? Yeah, I can't say, yo, there's influence in business. Hey, it's here in Makwinya. In winter, you will see so many Makwinya ladies, especially if you want to go when I'm still using taxis. The taxi ride, Alex. Every second of, kuna Makwinya. No. For your business to come to you, you must have seen there's a need that maybe you have experienced, Like I said, for me, my journey was not an easy one. I experienced sexism, I've experienced racism, I've experienced ageism, Dukeism, because I would go to a boardroom with the Duke. Any ism you can think of, I've experienced it. And even though the community work that I do is not very much revenue driven, but it's because I saw a need, because I experienced hardship. And I feel like I'm surviving. I can't say that I don't experience isms anymore. But I got through it because of the support structures that I had, because of my faith. But there might be a young girl who will be an Oratile who could change the world. But all of these difficulties crushed her. So what I do is I'm going to do my part so that if there's an Oratile out there, she won't have to experience what I'm experiencing. Right? So if you are clear about the problem you are solving, if you are clear about how big that problem is, and how you're going to eat that elephant one piece at a time, that's how you gradually grow yourself from that small business to that big one. Because you're clear about what the problem is.
Be intentional, eh? Be intentional. No, the
Zulu guys, I must be upfront. Like I said, the Zulu men came quicker.
I know.
And then Umama Zalawa, she's from proper the deep KZN. And I think the night before of my lobola, I swap hands.
Yeah.
Yazi msisi thina kukhulunywa isiZulu la uzomela ukhulu kuzomashima yithina sir.
We love it.
I had to adjust myself.
We love it indeed. Okay, any questions on the floor?
Yeah, sure.
Wow. Once again, please introduce yourself, what you do, and then the question.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
My name is Latoko, and I do quite a lot of things, but it doesn't matter right now because the question is burning. So, oratile makotwa ngakithi. I would like to ask, so I am raising a son, and at school technology is a thing. They just introduced Purple Match, I don't know if you've heard about it, where each student, they have like a certain tray, and the teacher can actually trace how much work, homework, and everything they're doing at home. But mina ngikhule with because they learn how to draw, to color, and whatnot. And I like the fact that I'm Ulaxoxo today, but who actually grew up of taking easy the rubbish and making games about it. Like Kamatini, you would wait and get a you know, you wait for a car, run over Matineno, then you play that game, and so how do I then now, because he spends so much time with the technology, like if only I can be up to date, to be charged, and now we are introduced to AI. I'm confused, I don't know. First, in my WhatsApp, I was like, what is this blue thing? And my head went alarm, you know, and you just tap something that automatically tells you about everything. So how do I keep the balance? Because he's the future. So each generation, you know, in terms of technology, because I feel like it's just going. You just said something. What's the line? It's what of humanity. We are used. So, but for me, as a mother, simple things and this is a symptom. I'm trying the capacity. But okay, I know every holiday he's gonna be home and we are loose. Mama may say that he knows that. But now the technology at school, like how do you keep that balance so they don't be too much exposed?
Yeah, and you know, with young minds, it's so important because everything, well, no matter how flat the pancake, it has two sides. So as much as technology has so many benefits, and it's got also dangers, especially when you think about our kids. You know, my kid is 9 now. He's at that age of I'm going to my room, and you know he's in there. He's in there with the tablet, and you know, like me, shame, I'm the wrong girl. Nah, I've got trackers and all of these things. But you know, like I said earlier about, you know, there's always this fear about AI, artificial intelligence, is going to take our jobs and all of those things. Right? We must always protect our human self. You know, machines and computer programs cannot make a soul. You know, they cannot create family memories, right? So use it, look at it as a tool. You know, technology must not be like your way of life, you know? Because I think sometimes we do too much. Like when you wake up, the first thing you do, you are grabbing your phone, right? No, did you actually know researchers have actually, and this might be very bad for my company, but you're supposed to leave your phone alone. The 2 hours before you go to sleep, your phone should be far from you. Because the blue light that comes from your phone affects your quality of sleep. And the thoughts, you know, the thoughts, because you're scrolling through Instagram, you're looking at the news and all of those things. It's very difficult for your brain to shut down immediately if the last thing you see before you close your eyes is your phone. And also when you wake up, you should not be waking up and looking at a screen. You know, I was at a camp once when I was in primary school, and it was Emakai. So Emakai, you know, the sky is still very clear, you can see the stars. The camp people tell us when you wake up, you need to open your eyes slowly. Because your eyes go from pitch dark to light. You need to ease your eyes open. When you wake up in the morning, you're supposed to stretch. No, stretching is not just for exercise. Stretching is actually something you're supposed to do. This thing, like, have you seen a baby when a baby wakes up?
Yes.
But what do we do? You know? So, I think because now technology is at our fingertips, we are making it a way of life. We must never forget it's a tool. It's a tool to enhance our lives, to do things better. So it's a way for the school to deliver education and track, like a customer, you're tracking your customer and your business, the school is tracking your son's activity. But he must still ayolusa. Because that contributes to who he is. Because when he goes into the big world, you know, whether he wants to stay home and build Africa or he wants to venture into Oxford, his ness, I'm sorry, I don't know your son's name, so for me, Udumo Luhle, the Dumo-ness does not come from Roblox and Insta, and it comes from his lived experience. So his lived experience cannot be, the majority of it cannot be digital. Yeah, so we have to. So for me with Udumo, my Pelili battery, I'm both that, like dude.
But does he have roadblocks? Because the teacher made me delete it because of the checkbox. So what's your
Oh no, I filter those things. He
Yeah.
can't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And when I call him on FaceTime on his tablet is strictly Wi-Fi. There's no SIM card.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's got no his email account is mine. His YouTube is on my profile, so whatever videos he watches, I can see. If it does fine, you know, sometimes they want to suggest things. I block and all of those things. You have to put those. Just like when we were playing, you knew Guti. You can play Lanes track. You know,
Yeah.
even when we were before devices. Our parents put boundaries so that we have to do the same with the technology we expose our kids to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I've already introduced myself. Am I audible?
Yes.
So, thank you so much for the presentation, Mrs. Mapumula. I just wanted to say that with the technology, unfortunately, we cannot run away from it, but I am at Sony Opticals. We do provide blue filter glasses that you can come and see. You don't have to struggle, because sometimes even at work you are required to work in extended hours. So unfortunately with work you cannot say that now I need to be taking breaks frequently here and there. Rather get your glasses and then I'll sort you out for that. So one thing that I wanted to just ask is, I feel like in our organization we really underutilize the technology. And I don't know, like I don't know if it's me or maybe the team that I work with, but I feel like there are a lot of things that I think from now we're gonna need to have to improve more. And so I would like to maybe get more info from you in terms of what technology can we use in order to enhance our business. And then another thing that I wanted to just say as a comment or as an addition is that you did speak about problem solving, but it is not only the problem solving that we need to focus on, we need to also focus on the value that we are providing to our clients and also the experience. I think you did touch on the experience that about the curtains and so forth. So there is an example that I read through a book. So it was a guy who was coming to plumb, and he was coming to do plumbing, and there are so many people that can plumb, but now okay, I just got distracted. So like when you are choosing, listen, maybe you're saying I want someone to come and plumb. Everyone can do that, of course. But obviously, if someone comes to your house and then they plumb and then they leave the walls dirty, they have done the job, but the experience was horrible. So we need to also improve in terms of what kind of an experience are we giving to our clients.
Absolutely.
Can we take the other question?
Sure, but I want to, like everybody plans. Like everybody, but what's your signature?
Yeah.
Because your signature is going to do repeat customers, word of mouth, growth.
Okay, after this, I can't sleep. I have to ask because I came here especially for you. My husband has been calling.
Okay.
So I normally watch him when he's working, and it's very interesting. So I'm realizing that at home we are not exposed to digital thing a lot. So I wanted to start a business of coding where he will be doing the classes. But I also want to be part of the business because it will be mine and he will be only giving the classes. I wanted to know what else can I go for training for that will have an impact or that I can be able to make it part of the business. Well, not only be coding, but what else can I do that I can go for training for and then can be able to help my business.
The thing about coding, and I know people, they really like to complicate this thing. Computer programs are languages. Like in our country, we have 11 languages, right? And the efficacy of the language you speak depends on where you are. So the kind of coding that you want to teach, what is it going to be for, right? Do you want to teach how to build applications? Then you identify the programming languages that you need to know to build applications. The Code Like a Girl program, we're teaching the girls how to build websites. So the languages that you need to build the website, HTTP, HTML, SSL, Java, JavaScript, and all of those things. So my advice would be, okay, you want to start a coding teaching academy, great. When you want to market this thing, what are you going to tell the students? When you finish the 6 months with me, you're going to be able to build an application. That's the first thing, you know? That's your intent. Okay. Second thing, if your husband is the person who is the muscle, right? The coding, actually, I don't know. Right? He needs to be proficient in those languages, but also his proficiency must also be in delivering. Because you can get people that are brilliant at writing the codes, but then when they're speaking to people. So how are you able to make it, tangible, a low-hanging fruit? Because I don't think you want to bring, if it's software developer, to come to your academy. And I think such ideas would be great for the youth that is sitting unemployed, or the ones that are sitting without jobs, but they've got these degrees. But if they could learn how to build an application and then bring in their knowledge from their degree, then they can actually also then empower themselves to build something. So I think it's important that you specify, I want to teach programming languages for people to be able to do X. Have the person who has the competence in-house, because if you're not going to pay somebody, it's money out your pocket. Have somebody in-house who's proficient in doing it. I think on your part, you would focus on how we deliver it in a way that's going to be palatable to the people that your customer base, and help them to build. I used to think computer programming, I hated it when I was in tertiary, honestly. It was just painful. But when I was teaching these girls, like we literally, the trial for Code Like a Girl was in October 2017. We got young ladies from a high school in Tembisa. On Monday, 70% of them did not even know how to hold a mouse. So Mancity right click, but on where? Open a window, like, what? That was Monday morning. By Friday, they had a website. So it shows our kids can do it. It's just how you're presenting it. You need to bring it to them, So for me, the magic will be how you bring it to them and what the end goal is. Because once they have built it, now they sit there like, we did this! Yes, girl! And what is so beautiful is that there are some ladies who graduated last year and this year who would have never done the degrees that they have done had they not come to Code Like a Girl. So for me, it's something I'm very proud of. She's at Standard Bank, she's doing data analyst. There's another lady, she's studying overseas, computer science. So our kids can do it, and I think that's a brilliant idea. You just have to just get specific about what is the intended outcome of learning the languages.
All right, 2 last questions, and then we wrap this section up.
Good afternoon again. My name is Soto Upa, the founder of Mahlabezwa Pty Ltd. I'm a professional makeup
Upa?
artist. Pardon?
What's your surname?
Matupa.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Matupa. I said I'm a founder of Mahlabezwa Pty Ltd. I'm a professional makeup artist. I'm also an age specialist. So what I wanted to ask, because I would like to transition from internal auditing to cybersecurity, but the governance part of it. So I'm not sure where to start.
Okay, so cybersecurity is huge, but when it comes to risks on the network, it's a lot. Just like I said, no matter how flat the pancake, it has two sides. So the dangers of the internet, are equal to the potential of positive contribution. My advice would be, if you want to get into cyber, what area of cyber, right? Because there's lots of different kinds of threats that are posed to, it's either multinationals, right? So for me as a telecoms operator, there are risks that are unique to my environment. If I am a bank, right, there are risks that are unique to banking, right? And for small businesses, there are risks. If you look at Santam, right, that company, their database of customers was breached, right? So they were able to access the confidential information of people, and they obviously had held Santam at ransom. But that's not a problem that, for yourself as a makeup artist, you're going to worry about, right? Because your customers are not giving you their bank accounting details. So if you want to go into cyber, my advice is to identify which area of risk you want to dig into, right? And do your research. Because you want to get into cybersecurity, you want to be able to sell your cybersecurity services to say to, let's say you want to go into banking, to finance sector. You want to go into say, yes, in FNB, did you know the current cyber landscape, attackers are doing X, Y, and Z. The trends have been showing that this kind of attack vector has been increasing over time. Using my background in internal audit, I am able to look at the data, interpret it, and build a model for you to be able to build structure to protect yourself. Right? So my advice is to use to dig in, do the work, research, identify what your niche is going to be, and then bring in auditors. I respect auditors. Whatever things I do, I keep it in mind. Like if I was to be audited, and that's ultimately what cybersecurity analysts do. So find your niche. You're a speaker.
Hi again. Number one, okay, so I have two. One is input and other it's me asking you for input. So the first one would be, you spoke about how as a small business you need to treat your 1,000 rand monthly turnover as if you're already in your billions. I think a lot of times as business owners or small businesses, we undermine the importance of having an accountant. Get an accountant as soon as you can. And if you look hard enough, you'll find an affordable one. Yes, if like every time I tell people, no, my accountant is like, what? You have an accountant? It's a very important part of the business, because now you were talking about meeting an investor and being able to pull that out. Yes, you can Zama on by yourself with the help of Sage, but you need an accountant. It's very important. Try to invest as quick as you can in an accountant. Lawyers, yes, you just have one where you can just in case. But an accountant, as long as you're getting money in your business on a monthly, it's important to have an accountant. Secondly, we're living in a very technology-based era. Businesses that were, or concepts that were not here 10 years ago are here. I keep wondering how we operated without Uber and Bolt. Like, how did I gallivant with my friends? Like, okay, did we walk? So I think we are learning that technology is slowly taking over. I'll speak from my space, in the signage space. I'm now forced to think about going digital at signage. I need to now understand, okay, how am I going to replace this? Yes. So it's like I said, it's important also asking for your input. How important is it, or how are we emphasizing enough that small businesses should try to accommodate the ever-changing times that is technology? Yes, like how do we go on about that, and how important is it to make sure that we adjust our strategies to match that which the world is going into?
Yeah, I wouldn't say how do small businesses accommodate technologies, adopting.
Okay.
You have to adopt it. I don't think it's emphasized enough. I honestly don't think it's emphasized enough. Technology is an enabler. It's a major enabler. Yeah, I think that's why, like, I was panting Vodacom Business. You know, they've built an entire department dedicated to advising small and medium enterprises how to leverage technology to grow their businesses, right? There's another program that we did just to show, because I think sometimes when they come and say, yeah, you know, technology is going to enhance and do all these things, it's not tangible. So there was a department, that SMME department looked at the agriculture sector. They literally went to farms that are run by Abu Mama, and they had showed this application had been developed to help them manage their finances, because they were still like, I grow spinach lana, tamati lana, and there's a mama here, mama there, and then there's this guy who was supplying for fruit and veg, I think. And this guy was just paying Abu Mama, you know, 10 rand, so multiplied by 5. He was going from that mama and that mama and that mama. He puts these things together and off he goes to sell to fruit and veg. Do you think he was selling at the margin that Abu Mama was selling? No. So now they went and showed the business case that, Mama, when you use this app, you're able to look at the weather, so you can decide how to do your irrigation. You are able to track the germination of all the seedlings that you put in, so you can able to forecast when you're going to be able to harvest. And then with this information, we can use this database and we can help you approach Fruit and Veg City. So do you see, technology is about adopting, it's not about accommodating it. And it takes, you know, business owners to work with technology companies, because I understand it's a lot. I understand it's a lot to wrap your mind around. We're very used to Abu Mama you know, those plates and things. But what I hate is that there was this who was like, okay mama, then, you know, and goes and makes margins there. And let's use technology to do it. Yeah. No offense to Abu but hey, we can do this.
Okay. Am I allowed to ask a question? Last question?
No.
No. Oh, okay. So, you know, because I also help a lot of entrepreneurs, and what Magopo is asking is actually a follow-up question on that. To say, I believe that one of the mistakes we do, we don't meet small enterprise development where they are. So yes, for sure, we have to use technology. It's definitely an enabler, but can they even afford it? What are cost-effective ways we can do that?
Yeah, and you know, and that business, because I was talking to you about that. I did it business school. It spoke to that. Like, if I was to go to the Vodacom website, can I easily find these applications that are going to help me? Because I need to, sometimes when you think I must go to Vodacom Business at Midrand Commercial, and then you this huge building, and you know, it can be very overwhelming. So it's very important to meet, you know, the SMME where they are, because not everybody is, I don't know, I can't think of a company now, but that is very important. So again, on the side of a technology company, I also need to be intentional. I can't talk about small and medium enterprises without actually, what am I saying? It's a small, it's a medium enterprise. meaning the person who's running it needs me to meet them where they are. So, like I said, hey, yeah, I'm wearing red. But we really, Vodacom, there's funding, there's a lot of products that have been put together to help with that, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, please give Oratile another round of applause. Yes. Okay. Did you enjoy it? Are you having fun? Okay, so we are going to break for lunch. Are you ready for lunch? Yeah. Okay, let's see what time it is. What time is it? Yeah. Can we be back at 3 o'clock? Yes. 3 o'clock, man? Yeah. So let's break for lunch. They're busy preparing it. Please go get refreshed outside. Go to the ladies, go outside, get some air, and then we'll be having lunch ready. My name is still Dino Mulugwane. Okay, I'm going at 3 net. Shab a bit. So please pass by their tables as well. They've got some nice things. Sonia Opticals here and they advertise a hore. Kirikyo nagamona gamazaza. Let them This is the second half of the event, and guess what? We are about to take off. So please buckle up your seat belts, for this plane is about to. Okay. All right. So let me just take time to appreciate all the sponsors. This mic is not lekker. What's the other one? It's not lekker. What's the other one? The battery. Okay, so clearly I don't have a choice. Okay, so I would like to take this time to acknowledge, appreciate all the sponsors and the partners once again. Remember all the hashtags? Okay, so the first one, it is definitely Smart, Fierce and Fearless Bosses. All right? Oh, yeah. The organizers, those are the organizers. And then we also have the sponsors. We've got By Influence who are sponsoring the deco. Woohoo! Yeah. And then we also have Prudent. Those are an accessory and shoe brand. And then we also have Retro Solutions. They are videographers. And then we also have Cedar. Yeah, I've done a lot of work with Cedar. So I could have another family. Okay. And then we also have my sister, Itlamo, who offer airtime, free airtime. Yeah. Wena. The design of the dress. Please, now it advertising, girl. Yes, please come. Because we're now king. We are zini. When they umntwana girl wethu abe muhle. Yeah, like it. Last presentation.
Okay. Malefati, the village girl. Village girl with big dreams. Yes. I learned that from Osprudi. Malefati, a brand. We're still new. We're like a year old, actually. So humble beginnings. Yes. We go to Osprudi Ashes. Coming back this year, and I'm like, you know what? let's do this. And I really appreciate that. Hello, Hausa. I'm based in Rustenburg, but I do deliver nationwide. So yeah, thing guys, we wanna grow and today, and we are willing to learn. Thank you. Oh, the inspiration. Oh yes. I was putting out pink and purple, and honestly, without really, you don't struggle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I got you because she's bright. This says everything about Prudence. This is who she is. Honestly, it was not a struggle to bring this out. Thank you so much.
So we might as well just give it a name, the name of the dress. Okay. All right, so clearly Prudence has been doing a lot of great work. She has inspired so many. Most of us who are here today is because of the stellar work that she has been doing, you know. And I would like to now invite somebody who has been walking the journey with her, particularly attending this type of events, and she just wants to give a testimonial. Antoinette, please come to the stage.
Okay, Nike home girl Prudence, she's my younger sister. We're from the same village as well, and I'm also Malefatis' big sister. Okay. So I just want to give a testimony because when Prudence started with the girls, we used to go there for the hair, it's nice and we used to look good. But when it came to smart, fearless bosses, we started with the first seminar for Rustenburg. And I told her that, Prue, you know what, you are inspiring me a lot and I want to learn from you, you know. Also now, coming from the village, it's very difficult to navigate and know where to start and all that. And then Prue said, you know what, sister, everywhere you go, I'll take you along. So I told her one day I want to do a spa and you know that people should come and relax and be healed. And then I said, but I don't have the capital to do it. And she was like, no, obviously, when I see my affair, I get around going to So last year sometime I was really, my health was very challenged and I didn't know what was happening. Maybe it was age, but I was not well. So I started taking the herbs. They are mostly based alkaline, they don't have acidic and all that. So I started trying those herbs and they really helped me a lot. Maybe because I depends about depression, I don't know, because I don't know what was happening with me. So starting my journey with alkaline, it really did well. And then I started to give my mom, my mama said, hey, what ladies is very first to find married, they did really help most of the people that are already introduced. So I decided to start, before I do this, but let me try to sell these herbs and see what they can do. You know, if I do this and do them with the herbs and every people will get healed and they come and relax. So I'm really happy to say today I came back as a CEO of my own brand. It's called TSC Max. So it's been a great journey. It's staying next to, very close to Prudence. We had a lot of stories that changed people's lives. Like last time she was there, she also motivated us. And Prudence will just take me out, just be yourself, and really had a great time. So I just want to say truly there are still people who can really motivate you and want to see you better. So I just wanted to say I'm really grateful to #SFFB. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anjanette. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, this is who we are. Like this. Alright, so I just want to do justice and also acknowledge Bujalala Computer Academy, who are also our partners for 3 years, right? My goodness, for 3 years. Quite loyal. We love loyalty. Okay, so now we're going to give CEDA, who are one of our partners as well here. CEDA is a small enterprise development agency which promotes entrepreneurship and facilitates development of small enterprises. So we have with us in our midst, we have Auskadi as well as our DCIA, and they will be giving us a short presentation so that we know how they can support us. Many businesses have been supported by CEDA. See? Yes, the video is ready. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the gorgeous and the handsome. Auskadi as well as the DCIA.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Hey, I wanted to also acknowledge BBT, born before technology. Certain, Jargon is a challenge. Why a lot of small businesses fail is because of jargon. It's because of lack of information. It's because of lack of time management. Why do I say that? You spoke of CAPEX and OPEX. Sitting there, I know what that is. Somebody in the audience does not know what that is. And she spoke about having an accountant while you're still right at the bottom level of your business. And as I'm sitting, I'm thinking, the accountant is experienced in their field. They do your books. They bring the books to you, can't even read them. But that is why we exist. In order to be able to assist you and speak, as well as try to align you and give you the basics. If somebody says CAPEX, capital expenditure. If somebody says OPEX, operational expenditure, those simple terms, you are able to understand them. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me. My name is Kate Masuka. I'm the information officer for the Small Enterprise Development Agency based here in Tshwane. We've given each and every one of you a profile like that. It doesn't mean I'm digital, but it's just that, we are a government agency. We are going to be playing a video for you. The video is going to be covering quite a number of things that we as an organization are able to do for you as a small enterprise. And I just wanted to emphasize on the presentations that the previous speakers, previous presenters have already spoken about, also about branding. The importance of branding for starting your business, right? As an organization, we are non-financial, however, smaller interventions that one will need to build their businesses is very important to have that. This is where we come in and support you. I just want to talk about power of branding. If you check your profiles, do you see you've got a CEDA logo there in front? Most of the time we design these logos again, and you find that we don't even know what that logo means, how the logo speaks to the vision. It's very important to understand that.
I would like to explain our logo and how it speaks to our vision as an organization. Do you see there's a Rennie, we call this a Rennie tablet design. Okay? And you see the cedar, it's in black. So in the middle, there's this part, which is orange, it's called a motif. I think I'm right, Miss Brandon. It's called a motif. So our motif, which is orange, is a ring tablet design. Do you see the inside of it? It's orange or gold. That represents you as a small enterprise. Then the outside, which is orange, is us as Cedar. So Cedar says, you are gold that we embrace. Do you see the arrows to take you forward? That's the power of branding. You feel me? You get the point. Why do we do that? Our vision says to make a difference in your life every day. So that's why we embrace you to take you forward. Do you see how now the logo speaks to the vision? Yes, girl. You know? As we were chatting, she says when she posted about the event, and she said Cedar is going to be there. People were asking her about Cedar. And I even said to her, you know, we don't even have a big marketing department, because how we've worked at Cedar with the branding and the marketing, it's that it speaks for itself. That this logo needs to carry so much power that if you speak of Cedar and you go in and say, Zola, I'm a Cedar client, and there's an email maybe that comes from me, or you send an email and I respond, just having that logo gives you so much power. I'll give you a success. I think when did we have cybersecurity training? We had somebody that sponsored cybersecurity training, and this person came up with a new program on cybersecurity. And I said to him, look, come and sponsor for me 60 clients and train them. He came, he trained our 60 clients, he had applied with TIA, Technology Innovation Agency. And after the training, when he went and presented and showed that he trained clients sponsored of Cedar, instead of them approving him the amount he applied for, which was 350,000, they said, just because you are linked to Cedar, we're going to double that. So the power of branding and understanding what your branding is all about and how it's linked to your vision. Then we're going to speak about power of technology. It is said that if you are like the BBT, like ourselves, if you're not going to keep yourself abreast in terms of technology, you are regarded as someone that is illiterate. It's extremely important to understand the latest. You spoke of keeping a database, you know? How you link yourself in technology with suppliers, keeping it. It's very, very important, because not only for compliance, it sets you apart. It's extremely important. And personally, I would really love to have, I'm not sorry, you know, but anyway, how we can actually assist. You spoke of something very key when you said you've got your books that you keep, which are manual, but you also have your electronic copies. And I'll tell you why a lot of small businesses fail due to that. Our people don't want to invest and pay money in such. That is why your businesses fail. But another biggest challenge, as you guys are busy presenting, I'm like, it keeps on cropping up. It's because a lot of small businesses don't want to be skilled, because they don't have time. They'll tell you they don't have time. And another challenge is costing and pricing. How do I filter the cost if I do my markup so that it will be able to cover for my technology and I've got a budget for that? How do I cost and put up a markup so that my branding, how do I cost and price so that I've got customer service
programs continuously. How do I have research and development that is not just once off, it's continuous? So that I'm able to do what? To check my competitors. They are ahead. Okay, how do I, but I've got the money to do that. So the costing and pricing and the understanding of that and the markup is also a challenge. But we are here to do that. To do what? To assist you. So that's why we exist. We are non-financial. However, we've got a plethora of programs, especially training. All we need is your time. You avail yourselves. We train you on how to run a business. We've got Zola. Zola has got products. Kuri, yo, she's been our client, I don't know. Guys, her products compete with Carol Boys.
Yes.
They do. Even better, Lassie. Better. So we are able to take you from that idea generation phase to become the next Carol Boys. Because ours to make sure that we support you 360 degrees. And let me tell you, maybe she can share with you. When you are a Cedar client, you become family. Did you hear the MC said that? I'm family. You become, and that is why we embrace you. You become family. You will see, we've got one of our biggest successes and from our branch. Somebody sent me an article yesterday. She's now on Africa Forbes. It's Portia M. She has been with us since 2011. The latest success we have, it's Skinny Smooth Socks. He will be supplying Woolworths soon. Just got in a very huge PO with Woolworths. So those are some of the success we have. We've worked with your Tula Cindy's from our desks. So there's quite a number of clients that we've assisted with our programs that we have. So this profile, I'm not going to even cover that, has got everything in the video as well. We'll show you what you can benefit from this wonderful organization. I wish they were paying me more. We can't even get Anyway, we will be growing with you guys. In Pretoria, we've got 7 core locations. So if you come, which is a partnership between Cedar and municipalities. So in Pretoria, because now I'm in Pretoria, I'm talking about Pretoria, we've got 7 core locations. If you're from Bromospruit, there's a Cedar. If you're from Cullinan, there's a Cedar. If you're from Hammanskraal, there's a Cedar. If you're from Mamelodi, there's a Cedar. If you're from Atteridgeville, there's a Cedar. Olivenhout, there's a Cedar. Mabopane, there's a Cedar. Then in town, there's a Cedar. Currently, we've got, I think, 53 or 56 branches throughout the country. And we also have these satellite offices because we're trying to also push what we call a gas economy. So that, we spoke of accessibility and visibility. So that it does not cost you or break the bank for you to actually go to a Cedar, branch to get further assistance. So this is some of the things that we have come up with to simplify the space of entrepreneurship, because we as an organization understand what entrepreneurship is. So if you are from all those areas, you're more than welcome to go. Joburg, we've got a branch. Kempton Park, we've got a branch. Throughout the country, you can visit our website and check the provincial offices as well as branches around the country. And my email address, if you visit the website, under Gauteng, Tshwane branch, you get my email address. You can email me, come see me anytime. So I will tell you, you can come anytime, sit with me, we'll even have coffee. We'll talk about your business and how we can align you, how we can take you to a better direction so that business, because what we need, when you grow, you create jobs. I think Portia M is currently making over 250 million a month. She just expanded. Her factory. We went to visit her. She's all over Africa. We went to visit her last year, I think, and that's when she told us about the construction. And the funny thing is that we were late and there were other departments that were coming to visit her. So we got there, some of the people know me. They were like, yeah, me late. And I was like, who are you guys? What have you done for this company? And they're like, yeah, Portia is saying, we must wait, Sila is coming. So anyway, we are available, guys, throughout the country, and I'm availing myself. I know this is live. Should it happen that you go to any Sila branch, you don't get help, call me, email me. I'll make sure that you get assistance, because that's why we exist. When you grow, we are able to say, through you, a number of families are going to be sustained. You create jobs and people survive. What I like about Posh, she says she introduced a system in her business whereby each and every employee at Portia M's factory, every day she gives them a loaf of bread. Wow. So every day when you go to work, there's a loaf of bread, there's tea, there's jam, there's peanut butter, there's also transport to take you from home to work and back. So these are some of the systems as you grow, we're able to assist you as a small business. Thank you, I can talk the whole day.
We're gonna go for the video. Are we finally waiting?
I don't know what to
Okay.
But it doesn't know anything.
Okay.
Is it not the security?
No, it's fine. But it's fine.
What tech experts?
Because we did download it to the USB.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is there.
Yeah, it is.
It does, but it doesn't know the
Laptop, I don't know, maybe the media player.
Oh, media player, demo laptop.
Yes.
Because we downloaded it and
On the video that you
I think since the video is failing us, we do apologize for that. I think Siske did cover a lot of what is it that we do as CEDA. Basically, our main mandate is to grow your business and is to give you business advice. So I come from a different department within CEDA. I come from a department which is called CPPP, which stands for Cooperatives and Private-Public Partnerships. As you know, there's different types of businesses. We used to have CCs in the olden days. Now it's PTYs. And what's the other type of business that's cooperatives? Anyone here who's a member of a cooperative? No one is a member of a cooperative. You are? Okay. Almost, okay. So my mandate, which is why I get paid by CEDA every month, is to assist cooperatives. So what is a cooperative? Cooperative is owned by 5 people minimum. So it's a group of people that come together with a common vision and start a cooperative. So I'm very much biased towards cooperatives, which is probably why they employed me. So my unit is responsible for development of cooperatives. So as Mrs. Kate said, she said she is underpaid. Unfortunately, my unit pays me directly from DSVD, so I'm not underpaid. So I can't complain. So as Siske said, we are non-financial. So my unit is the only unit that has got money within CEDA. Okay? So if you are a PTY, I unfortunately cannot give you money. But if you are a cooperative, I can assist you with money. So if you are interested in running a cooperative, you basically have to look for those 5 people minimum that you trust. Because if you look, just to share with you, when we did our research in terms of, people must have, I'm sure we've had people that are cooperatives, they fail and this and this and this. Our research shows us that if you start a cooperative with the wrong people, that is what the problem is. So if you are interested in running a cooperative, those 5 people have to be 5 people that you trust. If you don't trust those 5 people, don't waste your time. I can tell you now, it's not going to work. Down the road, someone is going to fight with someone and it's just going to fall apart. So be very clear and selective about the people that you're going to choose within your cooperative. I'll make you an example, my cooperative, because I don't trust easy. And in my family, there's 5 of us, it's 3 sons and the parents. So I decided, I'm taking my family. I don't want outside people because I don't want issues. So there's also nothing stopping you from having a family cooperative. It doesn't necessarily have to be outside people. Because the advantage of now having, because now in the PTY, remember, you have to invest money yourself. Whereas in a cooperative, there is 5 of you. So if now we are looking into investing into, which business can I pick up on? We are wanting to, the crockery business. Now, the stock that is needed by Woolworths needs 200,000. If it's a PTY, where are you going to get 200,000? But if you are a cooperative, you're going to put 20,000, my maths is failing me, 40,000 rands each, and you've got the 200,000. So that is the advantage of a cooperative, is that it's collective and it benefits all of you. But one very important thing about a cooperative, what people tend to misunderstand, is that because there is, you've got to have a structure, you've got to have a chairperson, you've got to have a treasury. So it's equal share. When we put money into the cooperative, even now when we are registering, well, to register it's 175. So you don't just one of you pay the 175. It's going to be the 5 people that you've identified, 175 divided by 5. So if you started there and understanding that it is an equally owned organization, so that even when the money, you are making a profit, because when you're making a profit, it doesn't matter if you are chairperson or you are. If you've made 10,000 and it's 10 of us, how much are we going to get each? Equal share. So if you are 10 and you've made 10,000, we are all going to divide it by the number of us. So that is what is the basics of what the cooperative is. So within the cooperative space, we do have, as I said, Mrs. Kate said, we are non-monetary as CEDA, but the Department of Small Business Development, when they've got money, they give it to CEDA to give to cooperatives. Sometimes is our Minister of Small Business a male or female?
It's a female.
Yeah. The Minister of Small Business, is it male or female?
Female.
Who says male? Why not a male?
Unfortunately, we have minister.
So our minister is female. Minister Stella Abrahams, and she is very much biased towards women-owned businesses. She's very much biased towards women-owned and people living with disabilities. So that is why even us as the unit of cooperative development, the first time I present the cooperative for funding, the first question I get asked, how many women are there? any disabled person there. Then if there's none of those, it's like, okay. So there is money available through the CSDP, called the Cooperative Development Support Program. Just last week, we adjudicated a couple of applications. I think we approved about 11 million from different sectors. I think the most interesting one, just to share with you, because people always associate cooperatives with agriculture. She's actually a fashion designer. Yeah, she's actually a fashion designer. So we are taking her, she's off to the New York Fashion Week in September. So it's one of our proud success stories, because it's a group of 5 women and they do crochet garments. So they are off in September, and we've given, I won't give you the amount of money, but we've given her more than $1 million to run and go over to the New York Fashion Week. So I would really like to motivate you to look into getting into cooperatives. You know, I'm not saying leave your PTY, but I'm saying the collectivity in a cooperative, because you're also bringing in different skills, you know. Someone might be good in sales, the other one might be good in actually production, that one might be good in someone else. I've got a very interesting cooperative in Hammanskraal, for instance. It's 5 members. The 4 members are in the garden. The 1 member only does admin. She wears the high heels and she attends the trainings, and that is what it works for them. So you can tailor make how you're gonna run the cooperative, as long as everyone is working. That is the most important thing about a cooperative. So since the video failed us, so what I'm looking for is being responsible for cooperatives of Gauteng, I'm looking for people to actually start cooperatives in other sectors, man, as a belief. I want to see IT cooperatives. You know, youth-owned cooperatives. I ain't telling Mama go. You know, they even tease me in the office, but no, Mama go. You know, so we are motivating for IT cooperative, because even if you Google, when you get home, Google successful cooperatives, you'll see that in the wide sector, there is banking cooperatives. You know that African Bank is actually a cooperative? You see? So there is cooperatives, if you look at it in Africa, there is cooperatives in all industries. So I want to see more cooperatives developing in all sectors. So that is basically my role at CEDA, and I think the role that Mrs. Kate wanted me to come here is to say I am very much biased towards women-owned cooperatives. I can sit with you all day and assist you in terms of, you don't only need to contact me while you've registered. Even if you contact me and say, see, you know what, we have decided that we want to have register a cooperative. Because we also have something that I'm very passionate about, which is training, pre-incorporating training. Because once you have identified those people, come to me so that we can actually train you on how to run a cooperative. What I usually find in those trainings is that sometimes you come, once you actually get to understand some people, when they hear the equal shepherd, then the one disappears. You know? So once you've identified those people, CEDA and Siske said, training is our mandate. Our training is free. So you'll say to me, Sia, I've identified my 5 people that I want to be in a cooperative with. Can you please train us to make sure that we know what we're getting ourselves into? Then we will assist you with that. Then we will assist you with the registration. And then we will assist you going forward. But that is basically my role at CEDA, is the development of cooperatives of Gauteng. So me and Sis Kate are available for questions, and I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, our Katie as well as Abutsia. Yeah, they are doing a lot, eh? Great work as well. So we are Lebucha. Auspudi? Okay.
Oh, finally. So cute. It's no. The next one.
Yeah. So we are back. I guess. Yeah, we are continuing with our lineup of speakers. It's been great. It's been valuable. The speaker level show. And sharing.
I don't have questions.
Oh, questions. Really, I'm going to take literally 2 because of time. Okay? Because of time. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I wanted to ask if maybe it's 5 people and one decides to leave, what will happen to the business?
If you've got, the law says there must always be 5 people. So if you take one out, you must replace with another one. Okay. So you have to, 5 is the minimum.
It becomes null and void.
Okay. Becomes null and void, and CIPC will deregister it. Okay. So that 5 is the minimum.
Are there any implications if a person is running a PTY currently and decides to be part of a cooperative? Does that impact on your application? Does that impact on anything? What are the things that you should look for?
Okay.
Yeah, because if you don't want to give up your PTY, for example.
Legally, there are no implications. You can be a part of a PTY and be in a cooperative. But where it becomes a challenge, for instance, is when you are asking for funding from one organization. Okay? For instance, now we've got a program for PTY called Asset Assist. Yeah, because now you can't now come and want money for Asset Assist in the PTY, and then you come for SIA and, I want, So we have to spread the love. Yeah, so that you can't, that's what we call double dipping. Yeah, so if you want to be, it doesn't mean that, for instance, you can't go to NYDA for something else. But when it comes to CEDA now, the car will look at, okay, where is this person focusing on?
There's just one more thing that we forgot to cover. Within the DSBD governmental department, we also are having SIFA, it's a sister agency. Yeah. So how the program works is that you will start with us, we develop, we promote, we prepare you before we can now link you to SIFA, where you are able now to apply for funding. It's a sister agency. It's just that because of time, we can't even present for you in terms of what they do, but they also have quite a number of programs. So it's the Asset Assist that is talking about for PTY LTDs is up to 250,000 rand, and there's also the cooperative funding. But we are not a funding institution. It's only a mandate that will come from the mother body, which is DSBD, to say we need you to run with this, and it's for businesses that will be at a certain level. Because there's things that we do like site visit, we'll have to come and see where you're working from. You are the CMOS, what you are selling, it's products that people eat. We want to see, do you have COA, do you have HACCP? Is your factory compliant? Do you meet all regulations? And those are things we have to start with. Are the products tested? Are they developed? Do we support you for that? Are they supposed to go to SABS first and be tested? Because even when you go to SIFA would want to see, are you compliant? Is your product compliant before they can even decide to fund you? Even with these other funding, those are things that we'd look for before we can decide that we are funding you. And SIFA has got TREP program. There's where I think it's up to 1 million, but that is a loan and a grant. So a loan is money that you have to pay for, as opposed to the one that we have, which is a grant. And before we can even say we are approving you for an intervention, we do what we call an assessment. CEDA has got tools that we use in order to assess you as an individual as well as their business, so that we're able to come up with solutions for your business.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are we covered? Yes, please give them a round of applause. Okay, so if you've got any more questions with regards to CEDA, I believe you can see us, Kate and Sia, just before we leave. And then there's also offices close by, I believe, where you stay, so you can just visit one of your closest CEDA offices. All right. Yeah, Rosella Mnadine? Where's the Lankhatla? I'm not sure to go because of lunch. One run. Right. So, it is so rare to find people down to earth in the media industry. And our next speaker embodies that. Would you like to find out who it is? Okay, so our next speaker is media and journalism graduate. She is the founder and director of Siyakhanyisa Isizwe development program, La Tonto Naturals and La Tonto Apparel. She's also a reality TV star who likes to keep things simple and straightforward. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Nonkaniso Tonto, fondly known as La Tonto.
Thank you so much. Hey, mina light. Iyangishaya. Ngithi igama langu uNonkaniso manje bahlala lokukhanya nokukhanya. So do you see me here? Alright, nanso-ke siyehla ke ngiyabonga kakhulu. Alright?
Yeah, sharp, we can.
Okay, sharp.
Can.
Yeah,
sharp.
Okay, bengazi ukuthi khona ama-camera la. Ngabe ngize. Kanti ke ngoba i-camera ayikhona ayikho ayisikho. So igama lami nguNonkaniso Rachonto. Ugama ushesha imali unyongandi. Zibe zangena ebuhlubulweni. Zithini ithakazelo zakwakho?
I'm still learning. I know the
Alright, so kufundisa kwaZulu ngiyathemba ukuthi amabhodi mangabe kubasiwe ngaphandle umalokazana uyakwazi kwaphela. I am delighted and it is such bliss ukuba khona la. Upru knows, I don't know what I was shooting last year when you had this. Otherwise, we started, or she started, and she, invited me when she started this beautiful, amazing initiative. And well done. Thank you so much. Sibizana Mutwaka and Iveleke Mutwaka. And I'm so happy to see you, Zola's Kitchenette, for joining us. And thank you so much. Yazi Pumina, I do have a question for CEDA. Ngangena ka DSD ngazithola ngingasasa ngathi sanibona ngizwe abulele grant la ngoba njani bangihleka kanjena guys mina so ngifuna ukuthi mase ngifika lapha na okaSEDA kuthiwa hayi kahle ngathi umuntu lethi nge-South African citizen. So uPro Thema ngabe engi-invite ngathi mina yo Mutwaka ngizokhuluma ngani this year. And she said to me, innovation and leadership styles. Nyawuzo innovation, guys, because it means change, movement, and what the leadership styles. But it's fine. So I'm trying to get a note. I'm waiting. I figure remain best in your but I want us to, especially when Miss Fazan, and Yatan now but to cover. Yeah, there's men in this country, I think, yeah. But I'm trying to make Miss Fazan. It is very important that whatever it is, or itindayo, no mulkalayo or mohama, to identify your DNA. Identify ukuthi ubani ngesuli izimpande zakho Because if you don't identify your identity, no matter your DNA, uhamba nomoya. You know, if ungena ama-trends athize noma kungenani ethize wena, you seem to be shaken awuzinzile because of your roots. Now, when you move from identifying your roots and knowing ukuthi ubani, then it's easier ukuthi whatever it is that noma bekuthiwa uyaqala noma bekuthiwa wenzani as a woman, like it's easier because when uyabonakala ukuthi uzinzile. I do go into a lot of rooms, and because iy'mpande zami ngazifundisa mina, nobody taught me. Umama ongizalayo Mathusi mewakake Msuthu ne. So asimama ho beafatshe ya bule wena hore ngwanaka o gola in this speech mara ke mama wa action. Ka gola ka bona okay, it's very important ukuthi uma umuntu wesifazane uthanda ukuthi kuyahereswa. So maso identifyile ukuthi wena ubani, then you need to find your purpose. Because now mangabe sonke sizoyenza, I'm so happy ukuthi in this room sabantu besifazane who are wearing, you know, different caps, we can feed from each other and fix each other's crowns. So ungabonile ngoba ka co-ops like mina ngiyazi spiritual izinto ehlanganisiwa zingisebenzile. So I know ukuthi usiyake ngikhulume naye. But ngizokhuluma nosisiKhethu ngithatha. But ngeke ngiforce ngoba sengizo 11 million. I'm very honest with myself. Yeah, so izongisiza. Omunye is selling dresses. Uzola is doing ama-plate and she's best at that. Omunye uyathunga what's uphu egqokile. She's best at that. What is your purpose? What are you best at? And you need to write that. Now, it is important again also to find your source of strength or lapho inkomishi yakhe egcwaliswa khona. Kunabantu especially hesitant bakholelwa edlozini. If umntwana ophahlayo or baholo uyabo uyaphahla, oh God. Because let me tell you ukuthi kusizaphi to have a source of strength. Life does life. Eh? So ngike ngadlula ku depression. So the only thing that saves you even to suicidal thoughts, it's when you have something ekuzenzisile ozobambelela kuyona. It's very important as abantu besifazane to have that faith. Yazi ukuthi ngithi umuntu mangabe ekhuluma yonke into nje negative, ay but sena siyahlupheka. Hey Nkosi yamela nje yazi njengoba mina nje like lo muntu usefana nofile ngaphakathi. Ngoba awuna faith when awunayo into. Uyabona that's gonna keep you. But ifanele uqale ube grounded lapha phansi. And then when you get leyo purpose yakho noma what you think you are unique at, then ngebuka ke ngoba yonke into ino competition. Then bese uyabuka, someone spoke about see ukuthi ama trends amanje kwenza kanjani nani. If you spoke about amagwinya ukuthi if you find ulayini wonke umuntu isele ngamagwinya kusho ukuthi khona somewhere onqenayo noma ovela lapho ucabanga i-creativity, you lack in creativity. So ngoba nakho ubonile ukuthi kuba no line of 500, so it's easier for you singakwenzi lokho. Yeah, ngoba manje siphinda izinto ezifanayo. And then on that point ibhlungu into yokubona abantu besifazane competing. You know, ibhlungu into yokubona abantu besifazane kujudge. Mina in this country I am very judged because a personality like me ayijwayelekile. If uNkulunkulu has seen a purpose and a reason to put me on a franchise Real Housewife, I understand the communication and the relationship I have with God, but I'm not to compare myself. I'm not trying to blend. Yeah, I don't like waves on it. Yeah, so much just because things we gamma. Yes, I'm human. I'm gonna be moved. What's a Real Housewife? Because I know myself. I'm for example to call figures. I can't call brands. I'm not a person man just finally in shove. I can't. There are people who walk in the room just because they wash like 100,000. Finally, I'll match. But then when everything is stripped out, what is your DNA?
What are you left with?
What are you left with? Like Urban when I. So but there's someone that you carry. I normally say there's no kanyiso. Then there's unatonto. If unonkanyiso is disconnected, she can't carry unatonto. Unonkanyiso fanele connected. So that's go smart bosses. Not that you get the but I've worked with my inner self. Yeah, that's why I was getting show. Yeah, not because I'm an extrovert, but because of my personality. They mix me with just I'm an ambivert. I'm both two. I'm an intro and an extra, but I'm able to channel myself. With I have to wear makeup and funny. When I go back to my house, like literally, I want that space. And you must remember, not everything deserves your attention. I like what you said about the technology and social media and it goes land because nothing is real there. And it's how really you use your social media. People they miss me and they miss the bigger picture of who is Unokanye. So so just because you posted something on stories, the picture you miss it. There's a friend of mine also telling me, has been gay. People, when they look at you, there are some people, they have to have a certain level of comprehension. Because if you don't have, Miles on Banger's Twitter, you'll miss me. I'm not Twitter. I'm not moved, I'm not fazed by this. If you wouldn't bear or say I trend every day, do you know how those things overwhelm me? But better you look yourself and project me. If I would trade, but we are not the same. Zola fanano. So when everything doesn't deserve your attention, right? When life throws you stones, you succumb. Uvume. Uti ya life we unshy. Do not fight it. Because it is here not forever. And it is here to strengthen you, to grow you, and for you to tell a testimony. Imagine going to a song do you think that desires? Do you think no? But we need to accept. I've got friends, because Naz fundisa umogela amaje gracefully. You know, the latest project I'm on is the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. There's an episode that's coming, I really hope they air this. So one of my co-stars said, I really like this lassie. This lassie who's opening up. Why on this Ngati you and our other co-stars, and including the country, Nangjah. You were too quick on me and you were too harsh on me. And I say, because it is dangerous to speak when you are bleeding. Because when you are bleeding and you speak, down 10 years or right down the line, because you must remember, these cameras, they don't forget. Now remember, you spoke when 4 years ago because you had the pressure. When the cameras are on, you are a Real Housewife, when it's about reality show, you must tell it all. 5 years down the line, you cringe. So no matter what, everything's a pace. So going back to the point to which you succumb, so that the situation is overall, you make a challenge more difficult and more challenging for you if you don't succumb. In life, we have our phases. It can't be sunny every day. But it's in a even now, literally, we're in a season, good feel is card. nasempilweni yakho ke siyafika leso sikhathi mase sifikile enze izinto zaleyo season mina ngintombi yomZulu makufika isikhathi ayike dubela umhlophe noma ngibhinca isifoco yonke usibona semthandazweni ke futhi akufanele ngilembemezela #fasting day 7 no I don't do that but ngiyazi ukuthi ngiyiphi bonzo ukhona izinto ngoba silwa nalabantu silwa nemoya so manje ke awukwazi ukuthi uthi ungalwa nemoya bese uleyo ya angitsho izindaba so ngiyacela ngiza kwethu ukuthi don't be too hard on yourself vele just look at our country the state that it's in vele bona ukuthi kushube kanjani rest assured impact i-economy vele izoshaya so what is it that you are doing? I've got a friend very involved in politics ngamkhuza ngadalela mnge bakhuluma ngilento siyabona ukuthi khona izindaba especially TikTok and banana they are updating us about what's happening but don't invest in kakhulu izokulimaza take this time and empower yourself ukuthi kule situation ese South Africa wena how do you stay afloat because manje bezosiza vele ke guys ipolitikini ke mina ke nje ngimina ngihlangana phi nje mina ke nje ngihlangana sisikhethe into engizomfenya yona ngihlangana epolitikini sisikhethe so how do you survive when the job okay let us empower ourselves settings like this okay so bonile wena ukuthi okay wenza nje okay mhlawumbe awungadependent entweni yodwa okay vele South Africa udinga 5 incomes it's difficult for you to survive and for you mina ngashiya ka journalism because ngabona ukuthi le mpilo phezulu engiyifunayo ngeke ngizingisize la journalism angikwazi ukuthi ngithi ngiyijunior ngihleli la bese sihlala efletini elodwa le senior journalist yami cha ngashiya ka journalism nokuthi ke nje kwakunento engangiyifihle ngaphakathi njalo mangene boardroom khulunywa ngalomndeni ngacha izongilimaza ithi ngihambe but those are my two reasons okay ke uma sokugijimile kanjalo don't uma seyidlulile phase yama stones and storms do not be afraid to restart.
That's power.
Rebranding.
That's power.
Because manje usubuyisa wena yabalimaza abantu besifazane lento ukuthi ngoba wena usagana noma wena you had businesses noma wena you had what abantu bazothi very dangerous it's actually rubbish and dust lento nje ukuthi lothu nje wena abantu bazothi nathi ngixakekele nathi sinotwayilate nje one indaba of people guys ngicela ukunhlebela so I've got a wealth manager it's a white man yangenza ngababonga thatha white man ebakwazi ufihla imali lapho so ubheka i-bank statement so we have to meet monthly abese checka imali yami ukuthi ngisabudgeta ngendlela so this time around bengimningana ko-Fortune so mangimnikeza i-app yabo kunokuthi uthi letha uthi Fortune it's just the dress ne-belt I think I spent less than 600 angisakhumbula wathi listen here you went to Fortune to buy a dress to impress labantu. They don't matter. Why are you spending imali kanje? Yahlala nami into. Ngathi uyabona isibonele kanjani society. Because this dress ngoba lesuit mina ngayifaka ongisePortugal ngishubisa ya trend ku Instagram ngeke sakwazi ukuyiphinda. Kodwa yami ngiyithenge cash. Societal standards are very dangerous. Phinda wengubo yakho lalela ushaye shoulders apho ushube futhi ufake ikoloni yakho nangibonile uhouse wadwa lapha yes ungeluthi yeah because yakho cash why must we succumb to these rubbish and dust societal standards? Let me tell you, people on social media asisonke njengoba sila yabo mina i-makeup yami namhlanje shame usithe ushayile isudam cash no problem esitimiwe yathi ngino amnandi but it doesn't mean ukuthi I've got it all together. All of us ziyasikhalela. So let us be kind to one another, you know. I think one thing that I desire to see in this country, well again we're still traveling this much, but say Africa, like they don't say South Africa, but Africa is the warmest. We are too kind, but in Africa, we feel like, you know, too much of, you know, let's stop that. you know, and you must also remember that anything that you speak is actually a reflection of your inner. You can say a comment to me, it says everything about you. So because you mirror and go to another. So as someone to be kind and be polite, and also, you know, do not fear anything. Mesaba uNkulunkulu. Hlonipha abazali, hlonipha abangani, hlonipha abayeni, hlonipha yonke into edalwe uNkulunkulu. Ngoba under the sun, yonke into is created by God. So do not fear anything. If you want to start that, someone shared a story, your testimony. I'm so touched because me, when I share everything that you said, I relate. Literally starting from nothing. And when I'm going so people assume you're right. And then now people assume, you know, it's all covered. Let me tell you something. When I made a decision to say yes to Leamuntu, I'm curious, okay, I can I was number one, when I be excited to go and I should call it to now. How alright. But when I was in that situation, I never saw him as someone who's coming to fulfill my dreams. When people say, I know, when I posted 2 years ago the first picture, and I was able to purchase for myself a business class ticket, people on Twitter X now, so people yeah, you need to work on your dreams when but you know, and also what in Kuliganjani does play a huge role. So never ever wait and say, you know, I think it is you know, I was a star. Anything I was we afford a mess. Imagine spending out of this was an answer of no girlfriend and I was in 100,000 over. No, I'm getting full of a match. Yeah, no, man, that is again afford. You couldn't even know I take a bottle of champagne. Oh, my not so far. Oh, my God, I never said I full of in. I imagine I was saying I did the put in Sunday we will try to run over right, man. Imagine, hi guys, Mary Zosh. Wednesday, London, new car. What's why? Someone's I need to post. So I went to Bangala, I don't post the establishment, good lights. Yeah, I'm full. And they always know when this person don't announce it. From Monash. Yeah, come on, sure. Yeah, no, do not. Because I banned even myself, and that's when they have 2,000 comments. Not every congratulations there means a take. Yeah. You must look at my post, you must look at my captions. I'm a very intentional woman. Be intentional. So imagine why the community in Dautamandla, but it's Fazan. Because it's the massacre. Yeah, we are using that. So I will take him to Fazan. Settle those into Zako and never lose sight to the price. Yeah. in 5 years, and I like the setting. I just spoke. Last month, just spoke to an accountant. Just started, and I didn't know. Finally it was a SARS. It's like I started it last year, very important. So such things, setting those out, and also, it's very hard, but learn to balance. If you are sacrificing a trip to Turkey, but you also to invest in somewhere. If you go because you're not buying actually the handbag, it's the feeling. But how fulfilling it is when you purchase it yourself. How fulfilling it is whatever, let me get it and I'm going for it. Not even that piece of land. Like whatever it is that you like, but and do not move. And then, lastly, what I did mention, not everything deserves your attention. There's an interview that I did, and I've got an apparel, I'm saying Zame on t-shirts. And then I went to gym. I've got an industry brother. So of course I'm getting to me. But because the very young kid I said, imagine when what do you mean? They've missed the point. If you just your time, if you just your skin, take care of your skin. If you just work on your internal confidence and being content. One thing that I appreciate about my mom, in fact, a Palm Ridge, and she never, said to me, like she never, mama sit down and that. But I saw how she was so clean and confident and tangy, and so I learned from her to be content and comfortable. My friends, because we never mentioned, when they come, business fashion and cooking just across the road, and I'm seeing now, my mom worked so hard on how I looked and how clean and how I was confident to school. So now we're just when back to see Wamandla to be a prophet unto abaseduze wako. When you are raising kids, that's the power. Do not lose it. So you tend to forget amandla ombathiswe wona. Wabuyisa. Khuluma zabantu. Ubunzima bempilo benze ube shaken. Ukhohlwe kancane. You have power. Umuntu osifazane ukwazi ukufundisa umuntu amfikise athi mama baba babebasidayisa wamathi baba qala, but anyway it's fine. Mama lalela ithi you don't do this na. It's the power of the tongue. Even upon your life. Amen. So lento yakho ukuthi uthi wena uyohlupheka nami mina ngizothola izo ikuzo hayi manje kuzo. It's because everything that you say ngaphela kuba njalo. And this thing of law of attraction, if you think of something if you're panicking and saying there's going to be traffic, so do not be fearful. Unkulunkulu akakude kunokuthi asizwe, akakude ukuthi akasibone konke kukhuluma kuyena. Mina impilo yami vele kube sengazi ukuthi umlingo, but ngathola isimo sokuthi ngihlale phansi estikini naye wangibeka la wathi isikhathi, and ever since khona people that are shocked, they've never done no one audition. Abantu balandela mina enhlanganiseni mina ngiyayiphoshela housewife but out of khona lapho housewife benze bezama khona lapho, it's because the assignment and uNkulunkulu once ethi yes with no one will say no. Thank you so much.
This one is red. Is it off?
It is still on. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it fine?
Yeah.
Let me try again.
Okay,
let's leave it.
Use this one.
Alright, let's try. Okay, there we go. Yo, like when gay. I just wanted to say when gay. Okay. Sure, but I see how we're moving. Do you see how we're moving? It's like we're going deeper, right? It's like the first time we were dealing with the outer layer, which is quite important. But now we're going deeper, layer by layer. Sure. Thank you. Sure. No, really. Sure. Yeah, like, man, and look at it, I mean, business is run by human beings. I think most of the times we forget that behind the business, behind whatever job you do, there is a human being who's going through life there. And you talked about roots. You know, one day, the first time I met my mentor, Dr. Snowy Koza, she was still the CEO at Vegan Africa, and I asked her, how do you do it, Mama? And you need to know what anchors you in life. Amen. So my question to you is, what anchors you in life?
So anchors in life. I think it was quite clear. I have a very close relationship with Nkulunkulu. You know, and also like my mom. You know, my mom never went to school, never had, and as a child, like she birthed me. And irresponsibility is what you and you know my elders around me. You find me in certain we even went when it was a funeral because I feel like the knowledge and you know and to be like more humble, you know, is about so so it's God and my adults, and I do have a sounding board. Yeah.
Sure. Any questions on the floor? You! Yes. Sure, I'm coming to you now.
At least now you'll come.
Always will come.
Lassie. Hello, Cecily.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's all in Thanks. You know, we've watched you. I've always said to my daughter when we watch the show, that you know the amount of faith you have. You know, as human beings, we tend to lose it at times.
Yeah.
I need you to share with us, how do you retain that? How do you keep the amount of faith? Like you're saying, you call things into being. And you cannot call things into being without faith.
Yeah.
How do you do that? That's what I really need you to share.
Okay. You can take the other one, Mama. You can take the other question. Yeah. Okay.
I know I spoke earlier and I didn't say my name. My name is Nombuso. So my thing is not necessarily a question, but as you're speaking, I felt a sense of relief. And I felt very solidified in the things that I've been doing. By that I mean, when I identified myself as a server, people tend to abuse it. And I then stepped aside. And now I felt like if I did not move from where God has positioned me, I'd be far off. But nonetheless, God being a God of a redemptive time, He can still redeem the time. And I just want to just emphasize the importance of understanding who you are and establishing your grounds. Like with my serving, now I'm able to do a session for an hour that pays me more than my 9-to-5 job can pay me in 2 months. Wow. Because somebody needed something and I just served 200%. And I was having a conversation with Ratile there, and I said, one person asked me that, how do you do it? And I said, look, I'm God's representation, whether I'm being paid or not. Amen. Whether the sound is good or people are many or not. And I just want to emphasize, and I'm drawing strength from what you've said. And it's not a cliche that we've watched you and we've seen you. And the level of authenticity that one is still able to portray and give out to people, it's encouraging. So I'm sitting and I'm feeling like, I'm so glad I came here because now I feel a sense of being anchored. That even when things are not okay, remain who you are and be anchored. So thank you so much for what you've shared. Thank you.
Yo, Sis Kim, you know, it's to understand one that emhlabeni asilingani. Because when you are put, I've seen it, I don't think I've experienced it, where I would get in a room and I'm phased or I'm shaken. I've never. So I think it's to understand that one vela slingani. And then number two, is to always reflect back on my journey. If uNkulunkulu akwazile ukudala that little hlwili esibelethweni sikamama that turned to being a human being and siphile emhlabeni sikhule, from umama engizala to now, I've been through so much, so it's to be able, whatever situation, noma ngathi umlilo ushisa kangakanani, I always reflect back ukuthi uNkulunkulu akakwazi ukungilahla manje. Lesimo esifikayo vele uNkulunkulu akazazi asho ukuthi kuzoba mnandi. Because ngisondelene nomdali wami, I understand ukuthi already we are in the kingdom of God. But if you know, there's a saying that I like to say that on my own lane there's no traffic. And literally I live that. I want traffic in my own lane. I don't care yesterday our boys, so I've got a friend and she's sort of helping me support, especially on these school activities. So one is in grade 0 or one is in grade 1. So and just a quick example. So she's saying, oh my word, you know, and I looked at her and I said, and there was none aware on my face. She's like, it's your face for me. Because my mind is saying, I'm going to see it. I don't have the desires. I'm even going to buy a plot in the Fontaine for now. So we look at reality now. Even in the future, I'm going to go on a bridge because I'm telling you, you know. So, and she knows and she goes like, one day as consider also so that's the rule I apply in everything. Taste, okay, I just bought a Simos and I know how it has helped me. By the way, let me tell you, after being vaccinated twice in my life, COVID, then I put it on my stories on Instagram. You know, guys, sola go vaccinate. And then 2 people actually from here, Pretoria, but you must get your Simos. Suzolo organizing Simos. Ever since I ate that thing, even my mom, when you push her constipation, I don't try adverts again. I just bought 2, you know, like 2 packs and immediately, you know. So like stuff like that, with my niece, like Simos, this is very top. I know it detoxes me, But when I buy this, but everything, I always have a reasoning. If you get a look, let me tell you a typical example. When I was invited to the latest project, which is the Girls Trip, well, way before, but before we left, I was in Europe, and I literally landed back. I literally had 5 days in South Africa, Ginama gigs in Durban. In between, just came to event. So I gym every day. More permit, you can't plait your hair because it's too soft. We'll figure Jamaica. I stayed for 8 days in America before we started filming. But this country is talking about African hair. That's why did I literally take a flight and go to Jamaica with that hair. You know, I'm being compared. But now you see how we are twisted. Why don't you think she was probably busy? No. Someone on Twitter wrote, somebody please tell Nasi I can actually pay for her braids. And my comment was like,
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now just top it up with time and take care of everything that needs my attention. You see. So it's just always remembering. We will see what is it for, why do I do it, is it kind, is it necessary, is it journey? Let me just, it's just, being in yourself. And 1 hour you spend with people, 7 hours to yourself.
Any more questions on the floor? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Nasi. We appreciate.
We found the amp.
Okay. Yeah, it's still here. Okay. Yeah, that was quite. You really took a lot of pressure. Very therapeutic. Thank you so much. Okay. Our next speaker, Romo therapy session. The speaker system. I'm serious. Please close your eyes. I'm serious. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Release. Welcome back. Okay, so our last speaker for today. Sure. Our last speaker for today is a certified life coach, an alternative health therapist, a neurodiversity advocate, and a humanitarian. A founder of Lisa Lee's Wellness. Kosa word is? Sometimes you must laugh at yourself. Lisa Wellness, Kosa word for fulfill or manifest, and Autism Express Foundation. She holds space for others to achieve a state of optimum vitality through the use of holistic healing modalities. Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Sandy Man.